Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
You know, back in the day when I was in my 20s, I would remember being at work, having a new position, being transferred, and walking into an environment where you felt as if you were prepared. You were ready to take on the challenges that you knew you were going to face. Only thing is, when you got there, the job was not exactly what you expected. The job was about how to catch up because you felt like as you were lost. You see, everything was more advanced than you expected. All the things that you were taught maybe in college, all the things that you were taught in your previous position wasn't preparing you for what was next. So you sat back and you said to yourself, am I lost here? Where did I lose all that knowledge? How do I regroup? How do I find myself at work yet again? Today's episode is called Lost at Work. Have faith, let it begin. Starts right now.
Check this out. Broadcasting live worldwide.
Hi, Daddy.
Ariel, can you say have faith?
Again.
On June 16th, 2018, a show designed for you, the Daily Commuter, went live. A weekly show all about faith. A show with motivational topics, inspirational stories, and personal testimony set out to change the world.
Have faith, let it begin. One day you'll say it. Can you say have faith, let it begin? Huh? Yeah. Yeah. Daddy loves you. Daddy loves you.
Welcome to Have Faith. Let it begin. Here's your host, Angel Santana.
Ariel, can you say have faith?
Again.
Let it begin.
Again.
Say have faith.
Again.
Let it begin.
No.
No? Okay. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this Wednesday, October 20th, 2021 edition of Have Faith, Let It Begin. You ever get to a new position and you apply for the position because you know what you could bring to the team? You feel as if you know enough about the job to take that position. Now, let me break this down into two parts. The first part would be being already in a position that you know, but just elevating yourself to another level. So, for example, you haven't really left the company that you've been to seek other job opportunities. You're just moving into a different division within the same company. You bring all that knowledge because you know you can make a difference. When you get to that next division, you realize all the stuff that you've learned, all that knowledge that you felt that you could provide was nothing compared to what you were being given. You feel lost. You feel out of sort. You just sit there and say, did I make the right decision? Am I sitting in a room with other people that feel the same way? You find yourself backed up in a corner. Perhaps maybe you start to think, am I about to fail? Panic starts to set in. You don't know what to do. But you speak up. You let them know that you don't feel comfortable. You need more training. You need more insight. You don't want to be given so much of a workload to the point where you know you will just not evolve. You will not get better. You will not do the job that you were intended to do. That happened to me. That happened to me when I moved from Middletown, New York to Providence, Rhode Island. I changed divisions. I went to another state by myself. I started a new division, same company, and things were the same as far as what we were selling, but the formula that they were using, the way they approached things, was totally different. Everything was micromanaged. Everything was one way or no way. There was no freedom of expression. There was no eager or will or drive to move forward. Everything was made out of fear. Everyone feared the boss. No one knew where you stood. And for 2 years, I found myself in a prison, literally, of work. The manager didn't like me. He had a vendetta against my mentor. He used me as a pawn to get all the negative things put on me to sacrifice his own. One of the things that was hard was trying to train myself to do something that, quite honestly, they weren't equipped or unwilling to do to make me successful. In life, many of us can relate to this to a certain extent. We find ourselves changing as we get older. We find ourselves trying to figure out where we lie in our families, in our society, in our job. We talk about change quite often. We talk about how not everyone enjoys change. Not everyone is able to adapt to change. But what happens when we're forced to do so? What happens when we choose to do so? We evolve. We overcome. We learn. We succeed. Just the other day, I received a phone call from a good friend of mine who had the same situation. Felt overworked. Felt overwhelmed. Felt backed up into a corner. Now, this individual, to me, was always one that mastered everything. You could just teach him one thing. He learned it overnight. Probably within the next 10 minutes after learning it. But to watch him struggle and explain all the things that was happening, even admitting to me and humbling himself, saying he was having a panic attack, reminded me of the days of my 20s when I was going through the same things. And as we get older, we learn to deal with things because we become wiser. We've learned that we had been in these positions before. How many of us feel that way now with everything that is happening in our lives? With the pandemic, with the uncertainty of what tomorrow may bring. Some of us may not be able to work because we're hurt, we're on disability. Some of us are starting new chapters in our lives because of divorce, because of breakups, because of new choices that we made. Fear sets in. We all start to panic. We all start to wonder, how do we overcome? For those of you that didn't get a chance to listen to the CROC podcast that aired yesterday morning at 9 a.m., I suggest you take a time. I was a guest on that show. We talked about spirituality. We talked about how even when we were in fear, even when I was backed up into a corner, I allowed my gift, my power of faith, the power of prayer, to allow me to overcome my biggest obstacles. To this day, I struggle. To this day, I continue to not know what choices I should make. We've got a child coming into the world, our second. We're living in a 925 square foot home. We're outgrowing that home. We already did. We're not sure if we want to move. We love our neighborhood. We're not sure if it's the right time to move. And if it is it the right choice? See where I'm going with this? You don't also have to be lost at work. We can be lost in life, in our choices, in our decisions. All of this weighs in on any aspect of our life. Now, I talked about two parts, and I explained how it felt to move from one division to the next. But what about for those of you that are starting something completely brand new? It could be a job, it could be a relationship, it could be a church, it could be a friendship. Where do we go? How do we begin to set a plan? And when we get that plan, how do we put it to place? How do we put it to use? Where do you find yourself today? What plans do you have in place? Do you still feel like you're lost? Do you feel as if you're backed up into a corner? Have you prayed to God? Have you told Him, "Hey God, listen, I'm overwhelmed, man. I don't know about you, but I need a little bit of help because I don't know what to do. I've been there. I still go through that. I'm overwhelmed today. With all the things that I have on my plate, I'm not overwhelmed in the sense of not allowing myself the opportunity to fulfill my duties as a producer, as a host, as a father, as a husband, as a brother, as a son. No. I'm overwhelmed because I want to do the best I can with the limited time of hours in a day. Because let's face it, we blink, we wake up, we blink, we go home, we blink, it's time to go to sleep, and we do it all over again. But one thing that I've learned is that regardless of how fast the days come, regardless of how time is just passing by, we have to do our very best to enjoy the moments that we have with each other, with our families, with our loved ones, with our children, with our friends. So let me leave you with this. If you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling tired, if you're feeling as if there's no one that you can turn to, Have Faith, Let It Begin is here for you. We're all family. We're all friends. And you can come here, listen to a show, and we pray together. It is my prayer this morning that God comes into your hearts, into your minds. He whispers into your ear, "It's okay. It's okay. I'm here with you. We're going to do this together because I believe in you. I trust you. I love you. And I'll never leave your side." So when fear sets in, when you feel as if you are not aware of what you want to do, that your surroundings feels as if you are just out of control or getting there, close your eyes. Think about the words that I'm going to tell you now, and let them utter through your ears, your mind, your heart, and allow it to take in. If you're able to, close your eyes. Hear the words that God taught us. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation. Deliver us from evil. For yours is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. Have faith, family. I'm with you. I believe in you. And so does God. You're not alone. You never have been. You never will be. We are all God's children. And we all have to work together so that we can find the path of righteousness. May God be with you. May He shine His light upon you and grant each and every single one of you peace on earth. And never forget, have faith. Let it begin.
10 seconds to go.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Have Faith, Let It Begin. That's right, Ariel. We're done with another show. And it's always great to have this show with you, my love. You know, we're going to encourage each and every person to listen to our show every single weekday. That's right, you and I are going to help change the world. Do you think that you can do that for me? Huh? Yeah, you know you can. She does. We want to let you know, and yes, we encourage you to listen to our show each and every weekday, and it's going to be live at 7:30. Make sure you're subscribed to our show. Make sure you get ready, fasten those seatbelts, because Ariel and I and my family are going to bring you a new topic, a new story each and every day, right? Isn't that right, Ariel? Yeah. And she's smiling at me. Guys, enjoy your day. Don't forget, everyone, November 14th, that's a Sunday, I will be once again at the First Reformed Church in Walden and doing a Facebook Live event, sermon, and I hope that all of you will join us. The links are in the description. God bless you, and have a great day. We'll talk to you again on Thursday. Have a good day.